Hello everybody, today I have the pleasure to propose to you this key 26 and the key 6 among our series of practice. This key is entitled activity, okay, implying physical activity. Well, we're gonna define what is this concept, then the reason for being of that's to see the scope, the ins, the outs, then some techniques, and we will finish by some tips, some advice. Well, why did I choose this title, activity, implying physical activity instead of sport? Basically, because physical activity can be also a work, can be, for instance, if you move out, as long as you take some, let's say, some charge and some load and so on, some luggage and so on in your activity, this is physical activity. So, but the principle, concretely, walking, trekking, this is not a real sport, but at least it allows you to stimulate your body. Okay, so why it's so important, this key is important, basically because your body is a kind of loan. Okay, this is something that you receive when you arrive on this planet. So it's a gift from your parents, from Mother Earth, and so on. Okay, so it's absolutely a treasure for which you have to take care. Okay, you take care sometimes about your car, about your mobile, you clean up, okay, properly, and so on. This is the same for our body. As we say, in the Latin culture, okay, a healthy mind in a healthy body. Why it is linked, and this is what the modernity forgot, is the fact that this is typically like in traditional Chinese medicine or in Ayurveda. Ayurveda is the Indo-Indian philosophy, Indian approach of life. This is holistic approach. Holos in Greek means global overall. What is it concretely? It means that we take into account the three elements: the good health of the body, the mind, the mindset, and the link with the soul, okay, is a triptych. So actually, and this is concretely the approach of traditional Chinese and Indian medicine, which is preventive and not only curative. Our modern society is focusing on only curative. What does it mean? It means you only heal once you have a problem. You don't anticipate the problem. So concretely, we can consider that having physical activity like a sport allows you to have a certain hygiene of life. Okay, this is preventive. If you have a good hygiene of life, so like sport, physical activity, you have a good mindset, a good way of eating, sleeping, and thereby actually doing meditation, taking time for yourself, and so on. You have center of interest, you have a good balance of professional, personal life, and so on. All this package allows you to raise your vibration and thereby to be healthy. And this is a part of the awakening, okay? Seems to be strange for certain of us, for Western people especially, but it's not at all. Actually, I told you, healthy body in a healthy mind, and vice versa. Your body is healthy and your mind will be, and on the other way around as well, okay? Actually, the Eastern philosophy in general, and you can see an example with yoga. Yoga, what does it mean? Etymologically speaking, it comes from Sanskrit. Sanskrit is the former language from India. This is the equivalence of Latin for Europeans, okay? And by the way, we have an heritage also we call English or let's say Italian, German, and all the language from Europe are coming from India. That's why we say this is except Hungarian and Finnish. But all of them, they are coming from their Indo-European language, okay? And a proof of that is, for example, in English, the verb to yoke. Yoke and yoga are linked because this is the same etymology. But globally speaking, yoga means to tie, okay? It means to link, okay? It means to connect. What does it mean? It means to connect your body to your mind, to your soul, okay? So this is a triptych. It is three parts: your body, then your mind, your state of mind, and then your soul, okay? Your soul, your unconsciousness, your higher self, and so on. And we don't dissociate, okay? And this is really interesting approach because this is awakening. Awakening touch absolutely all the disciplines. This is holistic dimensions. This is what I baptize holy style of life, okay? It is an approach of holistic dimension, which is entangled. This is overall approach, and everything is linked. Okay, so yoga is not, because in Western country, the yoga is presented almost like is sanitized. It is like aerobic, right? There is not the real essence, the real substance of this notion, very philosophical, very mystical, and so on. Okay, yoga is for the monks. Okay, now it's kind of basic physical activity, but it's deeper than this. And actually, why it's so important? Because this is in practice, concretely mindfulness, because you are connected the moment you do a movement and so on. Same for the discipline of Qigong, Tai Chi, and so on. Concretely, this is the practice of the philosophy. Okay, to be frank with you, originally I've been frustrated not to have enough physical activity regarding spirituality through the Christianity and so on, what I've been taught when I was young, okay? When I found in Hinduism, in Buddhism and so on, some concrete activity I really liked. But actually, I just realized that the mysticism, okay, the esoteric part of Judaism, that's to say essence, the Essenian movements, okay, through Kabbalah and so on. But then the Gnosticism, okay, the Gnosticism is the esoteric part of Christianity, and also Sufism, okay, which is the esoteric part of Islam, recommend this type of activity, like type of breathing, like type of healing, like type, and actually it's really complete. We can consider that just some dogma are not taking into account that, but originally this religion, okay, provides this type of also physical activity. And I hope you understand my point. It's really important for to be a complete, let's say, fulfilled human being. Okay, so, well, the reason why we do a physical activity, there is essentially 7. So the first one is to stimulate your vital, your living energy. Okay, that's to say the qi. For you know, in Chinese, qi is actually is the 5th element. Okay, the quintessence. Okay, ether for Greek philosophy, which is the same concept. Huh? Prana for Buddhist, Hindu. Qi for Qigong, Tai Chi is the same. The activation of the vital energy, and Ki for Reiki for Japanese. But all this is the world heritage. Okay, different way of explaining is like synonym. Huh? It's just different ways. I can have this video in English. It is available in French. It doesn't affect the content. It's exactly the same. I could do it in different languages. The sound would be different, not the content. The form is different, not the content. This is really important. So concretely, this is the first thing, to activate this vital energy that this is everywhere, prevalence. Okay, I give you an example. You don't really want to, normally you go every week to gym, okay? And one day is in winter, it's 7 o'clock, after you work, you're really tired, you're exhaustive, you, like a metaphor, okay, you have a battery of 10% power, okay? So very small, you're really tired. You just want to go home and just sleep almost immediately. But you find some, okay, motivation. Okay, let's go. And you go out after 1 hour and like miraculously, you feel completely recharged, okay, like 70%. You feel a vitality. How come it's possible? Did you had fuel, like you didn't eat, you didn't sleep? So where this resource is coming from? This is the stimulation through activity of this natural chi of life. Okay, so this is really important. I invite you to meditate because it's happened to most of people who practice some physical activity. First one, stimulate your vital energy. The second one is by stimulating this energy, this is the good circulation of your body. Okay, all your organs are stimulated and thereby are working, like your cells, the oxygen of it, okay? All your cells, all your membranes, all your joints, all your organs and so on, okay? Because the third point is avoid that, you know, if you don't stimulate your muscles, okay, it's like, you know, you don't use your car and you let it there and it's full of dust and so on. There is moisture, maybe there will be some, you know, like it will be oxidized, okay? It will be, and then if you don't have good maintenance, okay, it will, or even a building, a house and so on, your home, if you don't take care a little bit, one day it will collapse. It's exactly the same principle for your whole body and also for different organs and piece of your amazing building, which is your body, okay? So it's especially for that, okay? Then it's to release and to take it out your toxin, okay? We saw for breathing, that breathing take it out 70% of your toxin that you accumulate through stress, from pollution, from food, okay? So when you do physical activity, you breathe. When you do jogging, for example, okay, or I don't know, some cardio, you do tennis, you do a squat or whatever, first you breathe. Second, so you refresh the air of your cell, your body that you still have here and so on. And secondly, actually, this is also you sweat. And 20% of the toxin are pulled out through the breath, the sweating, okay? So important also for that. It allows you thereby to sleep better, okay? This is, we will see a key special for sleeping, but one of this allows you that. It allows you to release stress, okay? In order to be more calm, okay, to be more, let's say, comfortable and so on. If you're really, you know, stressed or anger and so on, the best way is to go for a run or to box and so on in a, I don't know, in a punching ball, not someone necessarily. You do a bit of activity or you swim like crazy and so on, and then, oh, you feel better. The problem is still there, but your perception are different, okay? So it will bring you some kind of calmness, okay? And last, basically, it brings happiness. How come? Because it stimulates one of the four, let's say, hormones of happiness, endorphins. So this one creates endorphins. So the other one are dopamine, serotonin, and oxytocin, okay? But for this one, endorphins, it's the hormone of happiness, pleasure, fulfillment, and so on. And you feel it after a good session of squash and so on. Okay, you feel better. Then you take your shower, you do a little bit of meditation, you feel really like peaceful, you eat better, even for your sex activity and so on, you feel definitely. And all this is a spiritual and holistic approach because you marvel at life, you honor the living, okay, which is expressing itself or through you, basically, okay? So this is the main reason for being. So it's already quite a lot, right? So I invite you, if you don't have the habits to do, at least do it, okay? Then the different techniques. So I'm gonna show you in a separate video okay, a kind of demo, okay? It's not longer than 10 minutes, okay? And we will see a new key, how to have a morning routine, and is one of the chapter. I invite you later, I will explain, to have 30 minutes of amazing morning routine. And one of them is that, okay, is to start with 10 minutes of exercise, physical exercise, 10 minutes of breathing, 10 minutes of meditation. It's only half an hour, but it's like whew, a springboard to reach happiness, to raise your vibration, to be more at ease, and to be more, let's say, welcoming the beauty of life. Okay, so it will change your life radically. So, but basically, so the demo I show you, it is exactly what you can do. Okay, you can just follow my different, let's say, recommendation. Then you can adjust, do as you want, do as your own guidance push you. Okay, you like this, you don't like this. It's not a question of performance. All of them has a certain reason for being. It's a mix. I took different things, different disciplines, a bit of yoga, a bit of Pilates, a little bit of Tai Chi and Qigong, and so on and so forth. Okay? And then I adapt. It's like creating a new dance with taking a little bit of salsa, a little bit of rock and roll, a little bit of tango, and so on. And you just take some different steps, and then you create your own one. Okay? It's creativity through assembly. But personally, I practice systematically every single morning. 10 minutes, sometimes more, sometimes less. It's really up to you. But I just explain you because once we understand something, we integrate it, and the effect is largely better. Okay? So concretely, there is 5 chapters within this demo. Okay, this demo. First of all, there is stimulation of your bloods. Okay, so concretely, it's like pressing a little bit. So I show, and this is something that we do systematically as starting in Qigong and Tai Chi. What is it? Is doing this kind of thing. Okay, you stimulate, okay, the blood of your body. Okay, like this. Okay, okay, and I will show you certain. Let's say there is meridians. Meridians are channels of energy. Okay, this is Ayurveda for Hindus, Indian culture, and also traditional Chinese medicine. I told you already, I lived and I studied this, and I lived 10 years in China. And actually, you can see when you go to park, old generation, because new generation, they don't do so much. They lost a little bit the tradition, but they are doing this type of things like this to stimulate, because here in the hands you have, let's say, you have energy, center of energy. Okay, they're doing this kind of thing, and sometimes walking backwards. So when you arrive, you say, "What's going wrong here? Where I am?" And actually, this is good for the reflex. It's activates your brain differently. This allows you to have an activity and so on. When they do that, it's not a sadomasochist, of course not. It is really to stimulate their blood, their body, and so on. And this, for example, so allows you, for example, to open up here, okay, here, and sometimes you can also do here, okay, here, okay, this kind of thing. So you will see. But for you to understand why I'm doing that, is not that I'm completely crazy and I'm stupid and I'm trying to, no, it's and for example here, stimulating the third eye, okay, this. Like this, okay, allows you really to release your potential headache, okay. This is kind of face yoga, okay. It's stimulating. You know, the fact to have wrinkles, okay, can be because you laugh too much, you smile too much, but actually it's because we don't take care so much, okay. So we are programmed to take care of our body and to look like, let's say, 50 years old when we are 80 years old. Okay, this is really important. That, and also it's linked to the vibration. But for ladies, you wake up, you make up. Sorry, you do makeup the morning. For gentlemen, sometimes you shave and so on, or you. It's the same doing that. Okay, and honestly, it's good also to feel it. And you know, when you do this kind of thing, then you're like radiating, you know, it's something like people can feel, can see, and so on. So this is the first step, okay? First step will be to stimulate your bloods in general. Also, for example, when we do that, here is for the kidney, okay? The kidney here to activate, okay, to stimulate. So once again, if Chinese Hindu are doing for centuries and centuries, 2, 3, 4,000 years, is probably for a good reason and because it's working. Okay, this is an approach. If they take care of the body, they have less chance to be sick and to be to have disease. Okay, disease when you are not at ease anymore. Okay, it does make sense. So second point is to do stretch. Okay, so no need to do like a circus of Beijing. Of course, this is not the goal, but at least just to, when you observe your cat, he sleep, then he wake up. What does he do? Oh, even you, sometimes we do, oh, it's so good. It's so good. And you know, if you sleep well, you don't have pain. When you have a stress, when you eat badly, and so on and so forth, wake up and you are full of cramps and so on, and you start the day because of that. Okay, so when you stretch and so on, you have the habits and so on, you will feel better as well. Okay, you back and so on. So by the way, the stretch in it, I use some techniques from Pilates because it's excellent for the spine. Okay, the spine is, so many people have problems of back. I had problem of back. Okay, and when I do this, what I will show you in the demo, it's a real pleasure. It's like by doing some exercise. It's not violent. It's not hard to do. And it's like a massage. It's like a massage, and then, yeah, I feel better, full of energy, because the spine is the center. This is where the Kundalini, the serpent of life, the dragon also, the Qigong is the dragon. Huh? So it's the same thing. All is linked, all is entangled, all is called differently for the same concept. There is so much similarities, parallels in between the different disciplines. Well, so this is the stretch. Then, thereby implying the third, it's a kind of stimulation of energy, like doing this kind of thing. Same, this is activating your vitality, your natural chi. Okay, so I will, and also this is like in Qigong. This is the Qigong. Actually, it is Yin Yang in Hindu, Ida Pingala. Okay, concretely, is the activation of the duality. That's to say, femininity, masculinity of the force, okay? Like strong and then soft, rapid, slow, okay? This is a good marriage, a good, let's say, harmony, unity of the different forces, the two duality forces embraced, and it activates the famous chi, okay? The famous ether or quintessence. Then basically we will do also some physical activity, like pumping, like, you know, different things. So it's not so complicated, but at least it's not to become, you know, super muscled and so on, Schwarzenegger. No, it's not that. It's just to make it work a little bit, and then you will be healthier, you will lose weight, you will feel better, you will feel more radiating, and so on, so forth. So it will be good for you. And then we will finish with a little bit of cardio, okay, to stimulate your heart, okay, to avoid to have basic disease and so on. So then, of course, this is an invitation to practice. So this is the minimum that you can do, okay, and then to do your own activity, your own sports, okay? So I invite you, when you do this 10 minutes every day, then to finish by a short session of meditation to empty your mind, because when you do stimulation, you remember for the key number one regarding meditation, if you start by doing a certain activity, you have more chance to empty your mind, okay, and to reach a good harmony in your meditation, okay? So everything is linked. Where? Here it is, here we are with 7 different tips, okay? The regularity is important. If you start 10-minute session of the exercise I recommend is to do it regularly. So I invite you to do it daily, every day. If you cannot afford at least, let's say, 3 times a week, that's to say each 2 days. And if you minimum, let's say, 3 times a week, okay, 2 times a week, sorry. Okay, so it's every three days, okay? But ideally, once a day, and 10 minutes is nothing, okay? And 10 minutes is nothing. But if you do, so regularity and frequency, okay? Don't do it like crazy. It means that 10 minutes is enough, 5 minutes is all right, 15 minutes is very good. But if you start by doing 1 hour immediately, you have big chance that you will not do it again. If you do it every day, 1 hour, 1 hour and a half, you will do 1 week or maximum 1 month, and after it will be too constraintful. So manage yourself. When you do a marathon, you don't start by doing a sprint, right? It's the same. Manage yourself, and the goal is not to be in the performance, it's just to do a kind of routine and a regularity. Do it with a will. You're naturally motivated because you know the results will be positive, and it is a pleasure when I do this one, okay? I like it, okay? This is important. In general, for the activity, I invite you to do what you like. It means personally, you know, musculation, okay, a gym and so on, when the, you know, this is quite intensive and so on, or, you know, just walking on the, you know, the engine and so on. Personally, I don't like at all, okay, because I don't like, okay? So it's personal. Some people like it, but if you don't, do something. You can do a physical activity like football, soccer. It's fun, or I don't know, tennis, squash, and like this. There is also you can have fun. It's like entertainment in addition. So it is physical activity plus in addition it is fun. It's just entertainment. Okay, so. It can be also perceived as personal challenge. Personally, I start back to run, and honestly, since I'm a kid, I was really, really bad at running. After 500 meters, systematically, you know, when you cannot anymore and so on, it was really, really difficult. And I started like this, saying, okay, let's do a challenge like this. And I did 2 kilometers, and I was really proud of myself, which is nothing. But anyway, I was really proud, and then I continue like this. After 1 week, it was 3 kilometers and so on. After 6 months, I did a semi-marathon, okay, 21 kilometers. Which is not bad, right? I will probably never do a marathon. It's not my objective, by the way. But I was proud of myself, and just like self-achievements, which is the top of Maslow pyramid. But I was just happy, and I continue. I go for running almost 5 or 6 times a week, and for lunchtime, let's say. And actually, sometimes I run systematically minimum 5 kilometers, but sometimes 7, 10, up to me, as I feel it. Just I reach my certain dose, because this, of course, brings you endorphins. So it's like having my, I don't drink alcohol, I don't take drugs. It's like having my small joints, you know. After I did that, honestly, a bit of meditation, I take my shower, then my meditation, for example, lunchtime. But if I do in the morning, you can be sure that my meetings, my everything will be definitely more harmonious, okay? I will be more, let's say, aware. My vision is really sharp and so on, my creativity and so on. So it changes your life. You can do it also for break time, lunchtime, for example, if you don't have time or the motivation on nights. It's really up to you. But it's important to challenge, and also if you want an external motivation, you can propose to a friend of yours, okay? Like, okay, let's do body like this, for example, tennis or a stretch, because if you are not motivated, it will be for you or she will be for you. And because, oh no, I don't want to go tonight. Hey, come on, I want to go, and I need you because I cannot play alone, you know. So it's kind of mutual motivation is important. It's like when you do a diet and you do with someone like this, You don't want to disappoint someone and so on. So if you need this external motivation, you can do it. This is just a basic advice. Then last one, of course, is to do something without necessarily a notion of performance. I'm gonna give you an example. I studied activities, for instance, drums. So this is another story for artistic dimension. I'm not good at it, but I started surfing here in Bali, living at 5 kilometers from the coast, from ocean, and I started 2 years ago. So obviously, no need to precise. It's not to, you're rich, so you do golf. It's not a stereotype of the cool guy and so on. No, I don't do it because I want to be cool or to pretend to be cool. No, because I really wanted to do since I'm a kid and so on. I was attracted by that, and I love it. When I go there, I go every Sunday, and my session is 1 hour, so I have a lot of waves in my face. I fall down, I slide, and you paddle a lot. It's so good after that and so on. It's quite hard at the beginning. You need to find the stuff. It's not so complex, but I am good at this? No, I'm absolutely not good at all, but I don't care. I like it. I slide, okay, but I don't do things like it's full of Australian people, it's full of local people. They used to do for many years, or they are really passionate. I'm not passionate at that. I just like it. I really enjoy it. Okay, so why I insist is this is not to show off, is not to pretend, is not to go to Olympic Games. I will never have a certain level, and I don't mind. I just like it. This is really an important philosophy. You like to sing, but apparently, according to certain people, your voice is not so nice. Do it. You don't care about the perception of people. This is really this to be the true I am, okay? The true I am is what you vibrate, what is connected to your higher self and so on. So do something that you like, and not necessarily with the notion of performance and you're hardworking and so on, because this is dangerous. I did a competition at high level for gymnastics when I was a teenager, and after a while, it was like 10 hours, 12 hours per week. This is quite a lot. It's almost 2 hours every day. And after a while, when you do quite intensive sport, you have a certain age for which it's not a pleasure anymore. It's a notion of record, is a notion of performance, is a notion of competition and so on, and then you're out of your initial, let's say, pleasure. But anyway, just for you to know that you can also do physical activity even if you're not so good at, you don't play well soccer or hockey, but you like to do it with friends. It's just good fun and a good entertainment and good physical exercise at the end. Well, I really invite you to adjust all what I say, to think about it, and to motivate yourself, because once again, this is really one of the key, the milestone on your inner journey, guiding you on the eternal path of awakening. All right, this is one of the key for you to master, to shape your master key, to open up the doors of consciousness of what you want actually. But what is important, you remember, keep this in mind, as I say all the time, all the roads lead to Rome and to home. Okay, thank you for your attention, and see you very soon.